Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. From time to time, we like to dig into our archives of videos. What's that? You didn't realize we had an archive of videos? We do. It's a giant kind of Indiana Jones warehouse. No, it's not. But anyway, we found one that I don't think many of you have seen. It only debuted on the Bond Lifestyle website, Remmert's amazing website, nearly 11 years ago. Yes, this was like 2009, 2010. And what was I talking about? Well, I was talking about Tom Ford, and I was talking about Quantum of Solace and Tom Ford. Makes sense because of the time frame, right? And I review a couple pieces that I received, some of which I don't even have anymore. And well, it is a throwback moment, but I thought you might enjoy this. First of all, be kind, hashtag be kind, because it is a 10 or 11-year-old David. So make of that what you will. But the other thing is you're going to notice we play this horrendous music. Like the music's like louder than my voice, and the editing is bad, and the filming is bad, and the quality, the stock is not great. But that's okay, because we all learn. And that's part of why I wanted to show this to you, because this is all about getting better in everything that we do. That is the Bond experience, right? We're trying to just improve ourselves piece by piece by piece. And this throwback video is fun because we're talking about Tom Ford and Quantum of Solace. How fun is that? Plus, it also shows how we can possibly advance, even in our hobby, in the things that we do. Anyway, I'll see you on the tail end, and we'll talk about it some more.
Hello, my name is David Zaritsky. Welcome to the James Bond Lifestyle video podcast. Today's podcast is actually going to cover Tom Ford. Now, whether you love the guy or hate the guy, you can't deny the amount of style that he's created around the movie Quantum of Solace. So let's explore Tom Ford. In order to really explore the Tom Ford world as it pertains to James Bond, one obviously needs to delve deeply into the items themselves. Probably one of the most popular pieces in other people's collections is the Tom Ford James Bond 007 glasses as seen in the film. A beautiful velvet-like case, complete with detailed information on the inside of the box. Finally, the glasses themselves with and I know there's been a lot of questions, blue lens, folks. The blue lens one was used in the movie. And despite what people thought, including myself earlier in the process, they were not Oliver Peoples. They were indeed Tom Ford's. And what would the glasses be without, obviously, a Tom Ford cleaning cloth, complete with the James Bond logo. Now, these particular pieces can be received and bought and purchased online. Other things, you need to go into the store. And what an experience when you do go into the store. First of all, when you go into the store, you're greeted by very eager, knowledgeable salespeople. I almost hesitate to call them salespeople. Who greet you by name and then offer you any types of liquid, whether it's cappuccino, champagne, single malts, whatever your poison. This is the suitor that comes with the jacket at the end of the Kazan from Quantum of Solace. The wool jacket, that is. Let's take a look at what we find inside once we open. First of all, do take note that these are personalized. Once we open and look at the one, we see the coat that Bond wears, complete with a very nice, fancy wood hanger. Here is a long shot of the coat, a little bit closer, and of course upon really close inspection you can see that indeed it does have a herringbone pattern to it. Now in some of the shots in the movie you can actually see this particular herringbone. Here's the neck clasp, the details on the button, which by the way, if you turn them over, I don't think you can see it, but it does say Tom Ford on each button. The interior pockets, just in case you forget who you bought from. Here are the back details of the coat. And yes, everything is working. You can take this on and off. The coat itself has a very nice A-frame, just like his polo that he made for the movie. And the details are amazing. Now, when you go into Tom Ford and you buy this particular coat, they take immaculate and very detailed measurements of the sides, the sleeves, the neck, the length, everything. So this is the perfect fit for you. Off the peg, not so much, but when little nuances are finished, it becomes the perfect coat. And probably the last coat you'll have to buy at this time. Some of the Tom Ford accessories from the movie were hard, but not impossible to find. This one was spotted and identified by Simon Rusgaard. And as we go through the wonderfully detailed papers, again, lots of pomp and circumstance. The little Tom Ford logo meets you, and this is the scarf that Bond wears at the end of the movie in Kazan, wearing the coat that we just showed you. It's a beautiful silk on the outside, on the inside lined with cashmere. And as I've worn this through most of the winter, I'm here to tell you it's an incredibly comfortable, versatile scarf and well worth the money. The details are wonderful and immaculate. The service in getting it from Mario Lopez, yes, that name is correct, Mario Lopez of Tom Ford, was fantastic. And again, it comes in a wonderfully personalized piece, so you can put your scarf away. Make sure it's ready for another day of sleuthing. One of the more replicated or reproduced pieces from Tom Ford's Quantum of Solace is the cardigan. Everybody has bought one cardigan or another. Maybe you bought Zara, maybe you bought The Gap, maybe you bought Old Navy, maybe you bought Lacoste. The list goes on and on. I myself have had 3 before this one, so I get it, believe me. But I gotta say, there's nothing like the Tom Ford one. The particular details that you can see in this, beautiful soft merino wool, almost feels like cotton and silk. I do not do well with wool around my neck and body. I find it itchy. This could not be softer. The beautiful cocobolo buttons that were sewn on here, the sleeve details, which are cuffed at the end, just everything about it absolutely perfect. I think I've worn this about 3 or 4 times, and every time I do, I feel like I'm about to drink wine with Mathis. And yes, that's just me. So if you can get one of these, I know that they did release again some of these in some of the Tom Ford stores. If you're going to make a Tom Ford investment, and folks, they are investments, this is the one to do. This is the one to get. This you will have when you're 80 years old. So do what I did and divide the cost of this by 80 years, and I think you'll be happy with what you have. Now, you probably can't see it because it's so tiny, and if I focus in, it'll even blur out, but allegedly there is a rumor that went around that obviously Daniel Craig, being a huge fan of Tom Ford, wears a particular cologne called Tobacco Vanilla, which actually he wore during Quantum of Solace as well, and wears to this day. This is just a small sample of it. A larger size is about $250, but if you can get some, it's a great product. Hey, it smells like tobacco and vanilla. Imagine that. Now, I will say that the Tom Ford merchandise is expensive. Expensive, but worth it in my mind. Some of you will have to make that determination, but you'll notice that I did not cover the ties. I truly feel that so many of you have the ties that to go over them would be redundant, and believe it or not, I don't own a tie. Planning on getting the Kazan tie, but that remains for another day. So there you have it, a little taste of Tom Ford. Next time we're actually going to cover on the video podcast how to get that Tom Ford Quantum of Solace look without breaking the bank. So stay tuned for that particular one. This has been David Zaritsky at the Zaritsky Archives for James Bond Lifestyle. Thank you.
Whoo boy, wow, okay, well that music, I mean, I'm gonna have that on a playlist on repeat. That is just, wow, where did that come from? Anyway, did you notice, by the way, the hand signal I was doing to probably Danielle, who was filming me, this like little thing here? That wasn't subtle at all, David. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of 11-year-old throwback moment to a very old video, probably amongst the first ones that we did. And hey, it's on Quantum of Solace and Tom Ford, so you can't lose. By the way, I don't have that herringbone coat anymore. I miss that bad boy, but it went to a good home. So that's really good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. We'll have some fresh new videos coming up shortly, but this was just an archive one. We're going to do a throwback every now and then. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience, and we'll see you all real soon. Take care. Bye. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.